What is going on, Alpha Hunters? It is a very wonderful Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday as well, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day. So, yeah, we can see here on the SPY, we haven't really been doing a whole lot here over the past day and a half, I guess, even going all the way back to midday on Monday. We kind of got down into the same kind of price level we've been in, haven't really moved too far from it, and yeah, that's about where we are. I had a little bit of a gap down this morning. Nice little run to start the day. Quick 5 minute drop there. And yeah, so we're not really doing too much. Slightly negative there on the SPY. Qs, slightly positive. Nice little gap down. Nice little run bullish. Qs are actually seeing some pretty good rotation here over the past couple days. You can see nice little trend higher, especially yesterday. IWM, seeing the trend lower. Nice gap down. And just kind of chopping down here. The DIA also had a gap down. It looks like it's trying to base here, trying to push higher here over the past 15, 20 minutes. So we'll see what goes on there. RSP also hit with a nice little gap down, currently down a little bit over 0.5%. We'll see if this base action takes shape and maybe push higher here later on. So it's kind of one of the things that we've been talking about over the past couple of days is rotation and rebalancing, especially in these major funds. So we saw SPY not really moving a whole lot, but a lot of people, a lot of funds probably closing out liquidity, capital in general market areas, everything else, the rest of the market, and putting money to work in tech, probably the big tech areas, right? The things that have been working, people still going into those areas. As far as the DIA and the IWM, yeah, still kind of trending lower. Qs obviously bouncing here over the past couple of days. Okay. SPY just kind of, look how sideways the SPY has been here over the past 4 days. Got this little upper wick, try to bounce there on Monday, but man, just very sideways here over the past 4 days. Be curious to see if we actually do start to maybe have a higher close today. Maybe if we rally towards the end of the day today, maybe get a higher open tomorrow, start to push higher. That would be a pretty good look to see if we can keep going higher on the markets. But yeah, we're just getting that rotation out of everything else and into big tech. And as far as how things are kind of rotating today, quick look at the heat map. You can see TSLA, Amazon doing pretty good. Apple, AAPL also doing pretty good. A lot of red out there, a lot of red, but it's just the big tech, NVIDIA not doing as well, but these two are basically just offsetting each other on the day. So then you're looking at Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet basically flat. Amazon, Tesla basically just holding up, carrying the Qs today. Just a lot of selling there in semiconductors area and just about a lot of other areas across the market, which that kind of makes sense with what we're kind of seeing. So yeah, there you go. That's is kind of what we are seeing out there. VIX not really doing a whole lot. Kind of a flat day on the market, flat day on the VIX. All right, DXY dollar index. We got that follow through, that bounce continuation off that moving averages. Yeah, looks pretty good. Probably expect to see this continue on at least and up until maybe like the 106.3, 106.5 area, somewhere up in there where these tops are at. So I would, yeah, probably just keep going. GLD, nice breakdown here on the GLD. Not a complete breakdown. It's kind of getting down to these lower levels it's been at past couple months. Other than that, just kind of have to wait and see. But nice little gap down there. I'm going to take a look at the futures real quick here. So yeah, maybe we will push lower. Where the long term's at, since we're kind of getting through the 50. So we could still just chop sideways here, maybe come a little bit lower and let that 100 come up later on, which I think is kind of what we talked about earlier in June, possibly about that, maybe if that scenario happens. But I think right now you're looking for that play off that 100, which it's kind of about the same spot there, GLD and gold futures. So yeah, I think you're going to be looking for that 100 moving average probably once it starts to kind of get close into that area. I think that's what you're looking for. for the support coming up. As far as 10-year yields, what's going on with TradingView? There we go. Yields popping today. Okay, so yields. We'd seen the compression over the past couple of days. We had this breakdown, tried to break down this little pennant pattern right yesterday. We got the lower wick. If you basically get a breakdown and then you get an immediate reversal of that, typically it will go in the way of the reversal. So there you go. You're getting the continuation back today. As far as if you've been having issues with the data feed or the news feed or economic feed that you can pull up on the right side, this button down here, the calendars button. If it comes up black, one of the things that I've been struggling with over the past couple of days is I haven't been clicking all these buttons. Click these different buttons, and that was kind of one thing that fixed it for me. So if you're having that issue, also try to click the different buttons. Anyways, as far as different things that we got today, we didn't really get a whole lot today. Obviously, we got the typical energy stuff, but pre-market, not a lot. We got some new home sales data. Tomorrow's going to be the big one, the bigger one of the week. Get some GDP updates and then initial jobless claims. So that'll be the weekly number, and then you also have the average continuing jobless claims to kind of keep an eye on. But this is going to be one that people are going to really start to pay attention to. Here's the 4-week average one. As we have started to see 2 weeks ago, initial jobless claims really took a jump. Even last week was higher than forecast. Even though it came down week over week, it was still kind of high. And so I think people are going to start to really pay attention to those jobless numbers. And then Friday, we will get the PCE information. So Thursday, Friday should be a little bit more data for those that care to pay attention to that stuff, or at least some catalysts that will be coming into the market. So yeah, be mindful of the catalysts that are coming. 10 and 2 inversion. Nice bounce here on the 10 and 2 inversion. So it makes me want to go look at now the short term. So what's the short term doing? So the short term, the 2-year bonds are not doing anything. And we saw how strong the 10-year bond is. We'll check long term. Long terms are moving pretty good. So the 10, 20, and 30 are probably all moving pretty good. You can see the 10 years actually up about 1.5%, not quite, and the 30 years up a little bit over 1.5% on the day on the yield side. So okay, that was a pretty strong move there on the 10-2 inversion. Nice bounce, kind of the same spot that we had back in late May, kind of the same area, and then we got some snapbacks. So wonder if we'll get another day of another snapback pop there. Big question mark. Okay. This is one thing that we kind of talked about over the previous couple of days. So we had a little bit of, kind of like a rising support in here on the HYG, right? The high yield corporate bonds. And it was kind of like, okay, we need to be popping up out of here. We had this cup kind of handle look. And it's like, you need to pop up out of here, because if you don't, you break this down, you could have a continuation back into that bearish direction. So HYG, a little bit early to tell, but if you like playing things kind of aggressive, you could make the case of maybe hopping in bearish, or maybe looking for a little bit of a bullish pop here, or bullish, maybe just a little bit of a bullish run, and then taking that bearish. I think bearish might be a decent way to go. LQD also. We've been looking at the these consolidations here on the TLT and the LQD, and we got a little bit of that pennant pattern, and we just broke that down. Obviously, we got yields, long-term yields at least, bouncing pretty good today, so that's putting pressure on bonds. So there you go. Probably going to be looking to be moving in that bearish direction. I would say at least until this level, maybe down to this gap fill here on the TLT, maybe like 92.5 to just below 91 possibly. So yeah, to me, got a little bit more room to run into that bearish direction. As far as sector performance, so we got XLY, we saw Amazon and Tesla both doing really good today. Discretionaries leading the day. And then we got staples and communications also doing pretty well, S&P 500. And then underperformers, we got real estate, healthcare, industrials, materials, utilities, tech, financials, and energies at the lower end of the day. You see energy had a nice little drop there when we got the EIA data, the energy data out. Nice little drop there. And tech here over the past, hour or so. Not quite an hour, but maybe 40 minutes, has really kind of just been on a nice little downtrend throughout the day, which, I mean, that's going to put pressure on the market, right? That's the largest weighting area. So tech, we'll see if people start to rotate back into tech, but they have been over the previous day and a half or so. And then if we take out the gap on the day, how do things look? Yeah, you can really see tech kind of at the lower ends there on the day. Energies, yeah, lower end of the day. Tech, you can really see kind of really selling off here over the past definitely 30 minutes or so. Financials also underperforming, in line with the market is materials, a little bit of outperformance there. Industrials, healthcare, utilities, real estate, communications, staples, and discretionaries at the higher end of the day. So that's kind of interesting, seeing discretionaries and staples up at the higher end of the day together. That don't happen too often, but here it is.